Good morning friends, Buche here once again. Today we are going to make a block mozzarella but using vinegar. So, we have 7.5 liters of milk that is pasteurized at low temperature. So that's the first ingredient, 7.5 liters of milk. The other ingredient we have is rennet. This is a Bisha 100 rennet, brand Bisha 100, powdered rennet. It's microbial, and we're using it. It has a strength of 1250 IMCU per gram. So, we're adding 1 gram that we've put here in a little bit of water to dissolve. We also have calcium chloride granules, and we're adding 1.6 grams in a little water to dissolve it. Here we have it ready. We also have another ingredient, which is white vinegar, this one here. It has an acidity of 5%. We're going to use 750 milliliters, we've measured it here, that would be 10% of the milk volume, which is 7.5 liters, 750 milliliters of white vinegar. We have the other ingredient, which is sodium citrate, and we have 10 grams of sodium citrate. And the last ingredient we have is salt, we also have 10 grams of salt. Now, let's start the cheese making procedure. So, you heat the milk to a curdling temperature of 36 degrees Celsius, remove the thermometer, turn off the heat, and the first thing we're going to add is the calcium chloride, stirring constantly to mix well. Right after that, we add the rennet, keep stirring, add the rennet, stir a little, and let it rest. Then, we wait for 10 minutes, and then we're going to add the vinegar. See you in a bit. Okay, 10 minutes have passed, now we come with the vinegar, we start to stir, add the vinegar slowly, stirring so the milk begins to curdle. You can see how it is curdling gently. Okay, then we'll leave it for about 15 minutes, letting the curd settle at the bottom. Well, it's been 15 minutes of resting, and now all the curd has settled at the bottom. What we're going to do now is start removing the whey. So I'm going to put this here, and we'll gradually remove the whey. Now I'll show you. I'm waiting for it to drain to then start stretching. Now, you place the curd on an inclined tray and make cuts so the whey can drain and settle. Okay, I'll continue for a bit here, and then transfer it to the pot. Then, once it's well drained, we move it to the stretching pot. Here you add a little bit of the whey obtained from draining, and also add the salt. Sprinkle a bit of salt. If it seems too much, add half and keep the other half to adjust later. Then, you slowly start stretching. Let me show you the progress here to show you how I'm doing. I added a bit more whey, keep stirring, and I also added a bit more salt, keep stirring until it starts to stretch gradually. Little by little, I'm stirring. Here's another update, it's starting to form into a ball, and I'm still working on it. You can adjust the salt if needed by tasting with a small spoon, and if more is needed, add it. Once the curd is very melted, add the sodium citrate. This is how it's looking after adding the sodium citrate, the texture changed completely. Here's another update, I've been stirring for a while, making sure the mass integrates completely without liquid left, and then we'll place it in the mold, as I mentioned. I'll show you later, then you remove it and put it in a rectangular mold and let it cool for 3 hours. Then, it goes into the fridge for 24 hours, and then we'll take it out to present the final result of the block mozzarella cheese. Well, and finally, here is the block of mozzarella after spending 3 hours outside the fridge and 24 hours in the fridge. Now we'll grade it to see how it turned out and finish the video. It turned out well. Here I am testing it on the griddle to see if it fulfills its purpose.